Let's look now at how you can control your computer using an iPad. So just a reminder, in this case, your presentation is actually showing on your computer, and your iPad in this case is directly controlling the actions of your computer. There are some apps such as Keynote or MyPoint for Keynote on the Mac or PowerPoint on either system, which allow you to control your slides remotely. These kind of replicate the functions that you can have with a small handheld remote controller of slide advance and slide return that you may be used to, but with the added advantage of being able to annotate on top of your slides using your iPad. They provide basic but useful functions. They only work with Keynote or PowerPoint. You can't use any other programs on your laptop, but this may be all that you need. There are others apart from MyPoint for PowerPoint. I think this is probably one of the better ones, but you can explore some others. They do allow you to use your PowerPoint in both regular full screen slideshow mode as well as in presenter view so you can see your lecture notes. I'm not going to go into in this video how to connect with your laptop using these specific functions in these programs. Please go to the sites and look at the help files if you wish to try it. What I'm going to show you a little bit more of is about an app called Deri. Deri has a number of advantages. Deri is available for both Mac and PC users. And this is the app that I use most of the time. So Deri runs on both the iPad and the desktop. It allows you to remote control any program you're running on your PC. It allows you to do annotations, and you can also record those annotations, so it's an alternative to using an iPad function such as an iPad app such as Explain Everything. It does use the native resolution of the PC to project, which is helpful if you have high resolution images, but it's a little more expensive. The desktop version is $30. The app itself is free. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to download and open the app Deri on your iPad, and you're going to download and open the application, the desktop application for Deri on your computer. A couple of different ways to project. You can, similar to we talked about before, connect via AirPlay and just display via Deri. That's not normally what we want to do, so I'm just going to kind of ignore that one for the moment. And so this is what you want to do. You want to connect via a computer which is running Deri desktop. Now, similar to we spoke about before, you must have both your iPad and your computer on the same Wi-Fi network for this to work. When you click that button which says Connect to Desktop, it will come up with a list of any of the computers it sees in the local environment on the Wi-Fi network, and in this case, here's the one I want to connect to. It's showing in blue because I've previously connected to it. If you don't see your computer to connect to, if you look down this left-hand corner here, you'll see there's a little camera icon. Select that. At that point, it will open the camera on your iPad. You point it at the Deri connection dashboard, which is showing on your laptop. Just have this fill the screen nicely, and it will automatically make the connection. It really seems to be a very reliable, nothing's 100% reliable, means of connection. And what you will see at that point, and this is the iPad display, showing everything that's on my desktop now I've connected. At this point, I'm going to open PowerPoint or whatever other program I wish to run on my computer and go into the slideshow mode, either presenter or full screen, and then just carry on doing my talk. I'm just going to show you what the iPad looks like. So this is the screen as it will appear on my iPad. If I wish to annotate at this point, I will select this annotation tool up here. This green border will appear on both the screen and on the iPad to let me know I'm in annotation mode. I can select from a wide variety of tools here to annotate. This will undo the last annotation, and this little windscreen wiper will get rid of all of them. When you're in annotation mode, to advance slides or go back are the arrows on the left and the right hand side of the screen. If you're not in annotation mode, and you can go out of it by just selecting the annotation button again, you just tap on the screen and it will advance. Deri doesn't seem to really like being in portrait mode. I would use it always in landscape mode, and I highly recommend that if you're using it actively during a presentation that you put on the rotation lock. If you don't know where that is, it's something that you drag up. It will appear on the menu when you drag up from the bottom of your iPad, and that saves it flicking back and forth in the middle of you using it. Deri does have an interesting function that you might want to play with, and that's allow several people at once to be able to be annotate. So, for example, you could have all your residents and students annotating an image at the same time via their iPads. Now, they don't have open access to this. You have to give them the password, and you have to set the function in Deri, which I'll show you in a minute. Be a little careful. If you're having a lot of people doing it once, they now have control, and you can have people advancing and not advancing your slides in the middle of you giving it, which could be a bit of a mess. One thing you might want to think about is perhaps just having one iPad out in the audience and you having one, and that iPad can then get handed around to the next person you want to annotate images. It may save a little bit of the chaos there. By you being able to stand at your podium, you can correct them, you can remove the annotations, and it goes on to the next person without having to take that iPad back and forward. If you want to play with this, what you need to do is you need to go to here's the little icon that shows for the Deri desktop settings. This here is the connection dashboard. If you want to pick it up, that brings up that QR code. Select settings, and then select advanced settings, and you need to select enable multi-user. This tab here will allow you to set your password for other users to be able to connect to your iPad. This is an example of what you might do if you have 3 different people in the audience. You've all annotating an image. You've asked them to try and find the architectural distortion in this patient, and to try and tell the difference between who's doing what, you'd probably say, Bob used red, Joe used blue, Mary used green, and so on. This is just a very brief look at what Deri can do. They have some very good videos that you can find out in much more depth how to play with this app. I think it's a great app. Give it a go.